Wow. Here we are again. Totally impromptu. And I wanted to do this because I'm just in the middle of the rawness of it. And I thought it was a perfect time to capture what it is I'm feeling. Simply put, I love doing video logs, vlogs, because it helps me more than anything. Something about knowing that I'm gonna put something out there when I'm feeling raw and vulnerable, something about that combination just makes magic appear. So I actually started doing this about 7 years ago when I was diagnosed with diabetes. That's a whole other story. That's another time. But I did a vlog on my experiences and everything I was going through. And it got a really great response because it was like such a life-changing event. I'm going through something really unique together with my partner. We're going through something together. And it puts me in a really unique place with a really unique perspective that, first of all, I don't think a lot of people understand. And second of all, people who do understand don't have much language for it, so they have a hard time communicating it. And they feel alone in it because they don't know how to share it with others. So that's kind of the case with everything I talk about, including diabetes, including mental health, and including this. So including just life, dealing with life, things that come up unexpectedly, like an unexpected surgery that my partner has to have, and becoming a caregiver and taking that role. And I feel like it hasn't really hit me yet. I've been kind of in shock in a way, just kind of trying to like avoid thinking about it and shutting it down whenever it comes up. But I think it's starting to crack open my heart, and I will talk more about this. I'll split this up into smaller segments, so I won't go into the details of it. But I did want to talk about what I'm about to go through and how that feels and what that is and what people go through when they are in this position, in this unique position that other people may not understand. And it might be helpful to know how people feel in this position, or just when they're going through something hard. I mean, we can all imagine what it feels like to go through something hard because we've all been through hard things, and we can all do hard things. Everyone knows what it feels like to go through hard things, but you might not know how the person feels that's going through that difficult thing, or how they respond, or how they react, or if they're in complete shock. Because when a person is in shock, it can be extended, and it can feel like it's an attempt to avoid reality, and it can feel like a void. And you don't want to fill it with anything, but you know it's about to become a void. I don't know if that makes any sense. That's how it feels like to be in shock for me. And just to avoid the reality and try to fill it with something else, and just suppress the emotions and suppress everything that comes up in order to prepare thyself to deal with whatever it is, whatever the reality is. And when a person is in shock, they might not respond or react to things the way that most people do, or the way that is, normal or expected. They might react in different ways. So sometimes behavior patterns can be really telling of what the person is going through. And if you notice someone with those signs, with signs of like they're being in shock, like their nervous system is shocked, which is a lot of us walking around that way, kind of numb, feeling numb, not allowing ourselves to feel because it's so painful. And we don't think we can bear it, so we try to stuff it. In my case, I felt like I was putting it off to really like prepare myself mentally and emotionally and like take the time to come to terms with it before I could like really accept it as the reality and be like, this is it. In the coming days, I'm gonna share my experiences with you. Days at a time, day by day. I don't know what kind of timeline it's gonna be, but I'd love to just share what it is I'm feeling, what it is I'm going through in its raw and vulnerable state, to help myself, to help others who don't have the language for what they're feeling that might relate to what I'm feeling. And for those that can't relate to what I'm feeling in any way, to have more understanding of what people go through and how it feels and the signs of a person being in a shocked state or in denial or in an anger phase of grieving. There's different phases of grieving. Denial, depression, bargaining, anger, acceptance. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Anyway, so there's different phases of grieving, and we could all be in different phases of grieving with regards to different things in our lives. And I think that's really important, honestly. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I think it's really important that we recognize these different phases and know where we are with certain things, because that could be really insightful for another person that's close to us to know where we are and what we're dealing with. So sometimes it helps. Like just now, I shared with a friend, I was looking for support, and I shared with a friend that I was feeling sensitive. So it was helpful to put that context of sensitivity so that she could be even more sensitive towards me in her words. So that was helpful. So it can be helpful to have just a framework when it comes to when someone is close to you and is going through something and is grieving something, to know what phase they're in is really helpful for both the person and the person close to them. So I want to talk about friendship. That's going to be another vlog, another part, another series episode. There we go, another episode. But for now, I just want to thank you for being here. I don't have any clue how long this is. It might be extremely long. So thank you for being here. If you really watch this, it really means the world. I can't put into words how it feels to know that there's even one person that has listened to all the words that I just had to say and could just have a little bit of insight, and that could help that person in some way, and that person could help another person in some way, and we could all pay it forward. And that's what it's all about, baby. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned for more. This is my Rosy Life.